I've been working on a lighting controller this summer at my internship, and I wanted to make a video that kind of showed how it worked, what it did, both for my own self and also be able to show to my colleagues back at school, professors, maybe even future employers. So our task was that we wanted to make a light show interactive, to make this experience have interactive elements, and then we also wanted to use all of a person's senses to kind of really just engage them and make them think, wow, like there's so much going on in this experience. And so what we've done is we've created a system that uses buttons, and when people go press a button, it plays a light show, and it also shows videos, and there's music that goes along with it. And we're really excited to put this in the hands of some artists to see what they can do with it this coming Christmas season. So if we come over here, this is the main heart of the lighting controller. We use an Arduino Mega, and the Arduino Mega takes and drives these buttons. It reads their inputs, and it also updates the LEDs based on what is happening in this show. And so if we come over here, we have a whole bunch of different banks of relays that again update the LEDs on the buttons, and also do various other things. We'll go over those in a minute. There's an Arduino Mega down here. We have a DMX shield for the Arduino Mega, so it can send DMX frames to a network. And then we have a Lightorama network card. The Lightorama card allows us to trigger light animation music sequences by completing a circuit between any of these inputs and ground. So that's what these 5 relays are for, is they trigger different inputs on the Lightorama, which then sends a command into our Lightorama network to start a sequence. These relays here drive the LED status lights on the big buttons for people to press. And then the other thing we've done is that in each of the shows, or the music sequences that we have 2 circuits which can pull up to 30 amps at 120 volts AC. We have each of those sequences has 2 circuits that it can turn on or off, that can be used for a specific lighting structure or something that is a part of that one sequence. And so when we trigger a show with one of the big buttons over here, the Arduino takes and adjusts all the relays so that it can tell the Lightorama to start a show, as well as turn on our sequence circuits. But then it also sends DMX frames out to the network, and those DMX frames go out over 3-pin XLR standard in DMX. But then they come into this guy here, which takes those DMX frames and puts those onto an Ethernet network in an Ethernet DMX protocol. We have a router that routes all of the packets between all of the machines and the DMX injector, I guess you'd say. We have a Mac Pro that runs three separate video feeds simultaneously. Those actually, the DMX commands go straight to this Mac Pro through the network, and the DMX is used to trigger video playback on 3 separate screens that'll be huge screens mounted out in the light display. Then coming over to this side of the case, we have a small netbook which is running the commands for the Lightorama network, and then we have the Lightorama controller, which basically gives us 16 channels of Christmas lights that we can turn on, turn off, fade up and down, and control with the Lightorama sequencing software. So let's go ahead. Everything in this case is designed to be where the case is somewhat weather resistant, because it's going to be out in the elements for about a month and a half at least. So everything is designed to where we can close the case, this cable right here, close the case, and it'll be nice and weatherproof and durable. So the user interface for this whole experience is going to be a set of 5 big buttons like this that will be mounted on various elements in this display. And we'll go ahead and we're going to press one to show you what it does. So we're going to press the yellow one, and simultaneously there are 3 feeds of video. The Lightorama sequence is going, and we have audio playback from our Lightorama controller. Pretty neat stuff. One of the other things we did was that it's designed to where if a show is going and somebody runs up and starts mashing on a button, it will ignore it, so that people can mess with other shows while it's going. I had about 4 weeks to do this project. My buddy Evan and I, another engineer from Grove City College, sat down and just hammered this thing out. And we're really proud of the product. Can't wait to see what happens with it this year at the Roswell Christmas Railway.